Do you find yourself looking for the perfect wine and candy pairing for some spooky fun this holiday season, but you're not sure where to begin? You have come to the right place. That was me years ago. My name is Tiffany, and I help busy millennials create healthy meals in minutes without stress and overwhelm while guiding them towards becoming the best version of themselves through food, family, and fun. And for those adults wanting to indulge every once in a while, I also offer beverage pairing recommendations with these quick, easy meals. Check out my website in the description below to learn more and follow me on social media for daily tips, tricks, and recipes. In this video, we are going to dive deeper into wine pairings with candy. First, we are going to take a look at which wines pair best with your chocolatey candies. And then we will take a look at what wines pair best with those fruity varieties. And last, we will cover which wines will pair best with your fall favorites. And that's not all. I also have a super simple strategy to help you create the perfect pairing experience for your next gathering, so be sure to stick around until the end. Let's get started. So first, we are going to talk about which wines pair best with everyone's favorite, chocolate, this holiday season. So one of the most common that you will come across is basic chocolate bars or chocolate truffles. Now, whether you find yourself with milk or dark chocolate, you are going to want a light or a full-bodied red to pair with that chocolatey goodness. This is going to really accent the sweet, smooth, and creaminess of those chocolates. So your best options to go along with these milk and dark chocolate bars will be a Cabernet Sauvignon, a Syrah, or a Pinot Noir. Now the Pinot Noir is going to go best with the milk chocolate, whereas the Cab and Syrah are going to do better with a dark chocolate. And this is for solid varieties. Now you might find yourself with some chocolate peanut butter combinations, which is one of my personal favorites. With this nuttiness, you also can go along with a light or a full-bodied wine to bring out those nutty flavors without overpowering the chocolate, but really creating that nice, perfect balance of those flavors. So your best options to go with your chocolate peanut butter combinations will be a Syrah or a Pinotage. Now, you might find yourself with some nuts or coconut with that chocolate, which is another common one, especially around the holidays. So with these chocolatey coconut and nut varieties, you will want a crisp white or a light red, depending on your personal preference. So the best crisp white variety to go along with these nuts and coconut flavors is a Riesling. Or your light red option would be a Pinot Noir to really accent the sweetness of that coconut. And the last option for chocolate is a chocolate mint combination. Now, your best options for these chocolate mint combos will be an off-dry white, which is going to complement that minty flavor, or a full-bodied red to again complement the mint, but also allow for a nice balance without the mint overpowering the chocolate or the other way around. So your off-dry white recommendation is a Sauvignon Blanc, or that full-body red is a Cabernet Sauvignon. So as you can see, Cabernet Sauvignon is going to be your best, well-rounded option for all things chocolate. Now, before we jump into which wines pair best with those fruity candies, I want to hear from you. What is your favorite Halloween or holiday candy? Share it in the comments below, and I can offer some specific recommendations to go along with your sweet treat favorite. I look forward to seeing what you share in the comments below. So let's take a look at which wines are going to pair best with those fruity candies that you may come across this season. Now, a popular one is fruit chews. So with these fruity flavors, you could have anything from berries to tropical to and everything in between. The sky is the limit. Regardless, you are going to want a crisp white wine to go along with those fruity flavors, such as a Pinot Gris or a Verdicchio. Now, a rosé is another great option to go with anything fruity. You may also find yourself with some licorice. Now, whether red or black licorice, that is going to make all the difference on which wine you will choose. So we'll take a look at red licorice first with those berry notes, typically a strawberry or a raspberry flavor. So with these, you will want a semi-sweet white or a full-bodied red. Again, depending on your personal preference, if you are on team white or team red. So if you are going for a semi-sweet white to pair with your red licorice, I recommend a Riesling because this is going to bring out the flavors of the berries while also complementing the sweetness. And for a full-bodied red to go with that red licorice, you'll want a Cabernet Sauvignon. It's going to do just the same as the Riesling with those fruity notes. And if you find yourself with black licorice, which tends to be you either love it or you hate it, you will want a full-bodied red that has those spicy notes as well. So your best options to go with a black licorice candy is a Tempranillo or a Merlot. That way it will not overpower one or the other, but they will balance each other nicely with those spicy notes. Now, before we jump into which wines pair best with your fall favorites, I want to remind you to hit the subscribe button because I'm dropping videos like this every week, and I would hate for you to miss out on the next one. So when we think about fall candy favorites, the most common ones are candied or caramel apples, candy corn, and all things pumpkin. So with your candied apples, you will want a semi-sweet white to complement the sweetness without overpowering that in the apple. So your best options to go along with these candied or caramel apples would be a Muscat or a Pinot Grigio. Now with candy corn, again, it's one of those things that you either love it or you hate it. But with candy corn, because it's already fairly sweet on its own, you want to have an off-dry white wine to cancel out that sweetness, and it's going to tone it down a little bit. Your best option is going to be a Chardonnay. That's going to also bring out some of the butter and creaminess in the candy corn, which you'll also note in that wine. And for all things pumpkin, whether you are enjoying a pumpkin bar, pumpkin bread, pumpkin cookies, or any other variety with pumpkin spice, you will want a crisp white wine such as a Riesling or a Gewürztraminer to go with all things pumpkin spice. Now, let's keep this momentum going so you can create the perfect pairing experience at your next gathering. Things that you want to remember are sweet likes heat. So if you find yourself with spicy foods, you want a sweet wine to go along with that. Now we can have both reds and whites as well as rosés in those sweet varieties. So to figure out which one of those you want to go with, some rules to live by are typically red likes red. So your red meats most often are going to pair best with a red wine, and your white meats will most often pair best with a white wine. However, there's an exception to every rule, so you want to take a look at your side dishes and any sauces or seasonings going along with those meats. So if you have red meat with a red tomato-based sauce, you'll want to go with a red wine. If it is a white cheese, garlic, or butter-based sauce, a white wine is going to be your best variety, and that is going to be regardless of what your protein source is. So those are some things to keep in mind to help you create your next pairing experience. And for even more, grab your copy of my free food and wine pairing guide in the description below so you can start to wow your friends and create memories around the table that they will never forget.